I'm Teisha Bader with Shalom TV's News Update. As Yitzhak Shamir is laid to rest in Israel Monday night, Jewish groups here in the U.S. are expressing their condolences and remembering the 7th Prime Minister of the State of Israel. Kathy Manning, the chair of the Board of Trustees of the Jewish Federations of North America, called Shamir one of the last of the greatest founding leaders of Israel, completely devoted to its land and people. Matt Brooks, the executive director of the Republican Jewish Coalition, said Shamir was a man of great integrity, respected even by those who disagreed with him. He cited Shamir's great achievement of absorbing over 1 million Soviet and 60,000 Ethiopian Jews into Israel. Rabbi Marvin Heyer, founder of the Simon Wiesenthal Center, said of the late Prime Minister, he will be remembered as a great patriot who woke up every day asking, "What more can I do today to defend and help the State of Israel and the Jewish people?" The White House conveyed its sympathies as well. Spokesman Jay Carney released a statement on Sunday on behalf of the Obama administration, praising Shamir for strengthening Israel's security and advancing the partnership between the United States and Israel. Following an announcement earlier today in Israel that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is canceling the Plessner Committee, which was tasked with finding a solution to the Tal law, which had exempted ultra-Orthodox from the draft in Israel, Vice Premier Shaul Mofaz has threatened to end the national unity government. Mofaz said on Monday that he would pull his Kadima party out of the governing coalition if Netanyahu indeed dismantled the committee, as he said he would. Mofaz added that the committee would present its findings on Wednesday, offering a solution for a more equal share of the military service burden in Israel, and said if the Prime Minister chooses not to go in that direction, the National Unity Government will end. The American Israel Public Affairs Committee, or AIPAC, has praised the Senate's unanimous passage on Friday of the United States-Israel Enhanced Security Cooperation Act of 2012. The bipartisan bill, authored by Democratic Senator Barbara Boxer and Republican Senator Johnny Isakson, reaffirms the U.S.'s unshakable commitment to Israel's security and to providing Israel with the means to defend itself by itself. AIPAC, the bipartisan pro-Israel lobby, which has lobbied for the legislation during its annual policy conference in March, issued a statement saying that as the United States faces an increasingly dangerous environment in the Middle East, the mounting threat posted by Iran, instability in Syria, and the strengthening of the Iranian-backed terrorist group Hezbollah, now is the time to enhance our strategic cooperation with our stable, democratic ally, Israel. The House passed similar legislation back in May, led by House Majority Leader Eric Cantor and Democratic Whip Steny Hoyer. The bill will now be reconciled by both houses of Congress in a conference committee before moving on to President Obama for his signature. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security has allocated $9.7 million to Jewish organizations and facilities considered vulnerable to terror attacks. The funding announced Friday is part of the department's nonprofit security grant program. Jewish Federations of North America, who has historically led the efforts for such funding, lauded the announcement and expressed their gratitude to U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Janet Napolitano and congressional leaders for their support. JFNA Vice President for Public Policy William Daroff said, "We are grateful that the nonprofit security grant program has emerged to supplement the work of local and federal law enforcement to help keep us safe." Daroff stated that since September 11th, Jewish communal institutions have been the victim of an alarming amount of threats and attacks. Yad Vashem, the Jewish people's living memorial to the Holocaust in Israel, recently made some updates to its exhibit panel about the Vatican and Pope Pius XII, who served as Pope during World War II. The text at Yad Vashem up until this point showed Pope Pius in only a negative light, with many undisputed historical facts backing that up, including his abstaining from signing the Allies' declaration in 1942, thereby never condemning the extermination of the Jews. However, following some recent research, Yad Vashem has updated the text to reflect a more complex picture, including the viewpoint of the Pope's defenders, who say that there were secret rescue efforts made at different levels of the Church, which were enabled by the fact that the Church stayed neutral. The museum's text still includes the claims critical of the wartime pontiff, And Yad Vashem explains that the matter is still a controversial one and still unresolved. They are awaiting archived information from the Vatican to give a clearer and more complete picture of the events, and say that the matter will remain open to further inquiry until all material is made available to them. Yad Vashem has stated that, contrary to reports, this recent change is not a result of Vatican pressure. And that's Shalom TV's News Update. I'm Teisha Bader.